Quran. Have you read the Quran? I've read the highlights: rape, murder, torture, war, jihad, stoning. Quran 4:24. Infidelity is wrong unless it's your female slave. Rape her all you want. Not compatible with America.
Now, this is the ultimate climax. The ironic thing is that because he says that the Quran teaches these things, I know he hasn't really read the Quran then. I'll mention a summary of why I firmly believe so, and we can continue by debunking each point thoroughly, inshallah. So firstly, the topic of rape. The Quran never mentions the topic of rape being okay, but he mentions a link with concubines somehow, on how they should be forced. So let's address this. The Prophet, peace be upon him, forbade the hitting of one's slave, let alone raping them, to the point where if the slave is hit, the punishment for the master is that he must free the person. So you're trying to tell me that the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, didn't allow the striking of the slave, but somehow permitted to rape them? How absurd can you get, honestly? Now, that is the Islamic perspective. However, I want to get into Christianity, as he was trying to compare the two. Under Catholic rules, having a concubine is permitted as long as it's in a monogamous relationship. And we see almost every prophet in the Old Testament having concubines. Lastly, discussing the topic of rape and the immorality of it, we should be addressing the elephant in the room, which is the fact that the Bible teaches, under God's laws, that if a virgin isn't betrothed for marriage and is raped, then the man has to pay the father 50 shekels and has to marry the victim. There is no death penalty or lashing of the person in this situation. The person who has raped the woman has to marry the victim and cannot divorce them as long as he lives. And you have the audacity to mention Islam and rape. In Islam, rape is punishable by death or lashing, depending if the person was married. We don't have the rapist marry his own victim. Imagine the psychological trauma done to this poor woman and the injustice caused by not punishing this man. This is the God of Christianity that you're defending?